Welcome back to Deano's Garage for the VFR750 RC36 project. Now, I have got a bit of a confession to make. You may have noticed when you saw the first video about the RC36 and the VFR750 that there was perhaps a little bit of information missing, like how did it get from being that bike that I bought to that stripped down bike. Well, the confession I have to make is actually that I'd lost some footage. What had happened is somehow the footage I'd taken got corrupted and I couldn't get that footage from the card that I normally use. But good news, I have now found
the lost footage.
So without further ado, here is that video that should have been the first video of the VFR750 RC36. Let's have a look at that video now. And there we have it. That is the bike in question, the VFR750F. Exactly the same model as the other that I have in a garage, the white one. Front end looks a little bit different, as we can tell. That is why this bike has come to me cheap. And like I say, I was looking for spare parts. So yep, this bike is in a lovely paint scheme of looking at HRC RC30 type colour scheme. Let's start having a look at it together up close. Let's go. So as I say, a lot of frontal damage to this bike. I have been assured that the forks are actually all good. Wheels look pretty clean and pretty nice. The forks, Honda's forks normally suffer a lot. I've had a few Hondas now, as you guys probably know. Something you haven't seen, I had a CBR 400 and yeah, they all pretty much, the 90s bikes suffered with this paint flaking off pretty quickly. This bike has only done just under 14,000 miles and it looks like it's been garaged and looked after pretty well, and these forks are really clean, so that's a good thing and a good sign so far. Obviously a fair bit of damage here, as we can tell. Got a real, cracked panel there. This whole panel basically is pretty much smashed up, as is obviously all of this section here. Cracked panel here, but that may be salvageable, but there's a crack here as well. Now I am told, let's have a look, swing this around, that the tank is not dented, and the pictures that were shown to me didn't show any dents. So I am hoping that is true and there are no dents to the tank. Looks pretty good from here. But yeah, quite a lot of damage. Unfortunately, what has been painted really nicely has got a fair bit of damage to it. Now whether or not I can salvage some of this or look to use this bike and then transfer some of the panels I got from the other bike onto it, and then maybe go back to this colour scheme. Again, massive amount of damage here. It's all busted and broken here. But the main reason I bought this bike, and I'll tell you how much in a second once we have a bit of a look at it, is its originality. So as you can see, it has parts like this. These are quite rare now to find on these bikes. This is, just to tidy it up, typical Honda. Really put a lot of money into this bike, and this is quite typical, of that sort of Honda attention to detail. But the bike being just under 14,000 miles, if we take away the broken panels and we go back to the bare chassis and engine, it's a decent bike. As we know, they're very, very good bikes anyway, but it's a decent machine, and if the forks are good, the front wheel's good, and then I can just take, I've been told been told that the rear wheel actually has a problem, and that's been damaged and bent, but I've got a decent wheel on the other bike. So the plan is to take the wheel and the tyre, remove the tyre, get the rear wheel powder coated white so it looks like the front wheel, and then put that straight on this bike and lose this damaged one. So that's the early plan, but you and I are looking at this now for the first time, so you know, we're weighing up that as we look at it. I did wonder where I couldn't see it. He said that the front mudguard was actually broken, and now I can see that it's actually broken on the back section here. But again, I have a decent front mudguard on the other bike, but being as it's back there, I may be able to click that back into position, strengthen it from behind, and that may actually come up and look pretty decent. That's not going to be seen right back there because it's right underneath, so that may be a fairly easy fix and something not noticeable. And so there we are. That is the beginning of the RC36x2 project that was basically the lost footage that we never got to see, which now kind of makes sense leading up to those other 3 videos. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please subscribe to Deano's Garage. There are 62 videos going all the way back to the BMW K100 Cafe Racer project, the CBR 954 Fireblade, and lots of other videos and bikes in between, leading all the way up to the RC36x2. And now we can continue on with that project, so stay tuned. Please subscribe to Deano's Garage. There will be more to come. Thanks for watching.